Great. Welcome once again. And today we'll be moving to module three, that is essential FP&A. As we all know, FP&A stands for financial planning and analysis. We'll be deep diving into what financial planning analysis function is and what are some of the core activities that an FP&A function looks at in the corporate world, and how do we tackle some of the key challenges or the behavioral elements that our interaction with business teams might pose some challenges. We'll look at those scenarios as well and try and understand how to deal with those situations as well. Cool. If you look at a typical CFO's office, there'll be many departments that will be rolling up into a CFO's office. Okay, there'll be financial reporting, there'll be ERP, taxes, mergers and acquisitions, supply chain finance, treasury, and then there'll be financial planning and analysis. FP&A, to some extent, enjoys this unique position of sitting very close to the CFO function, right? Because the CFO's main duty is to ensure that he is steering the direction of the company in a profitable direction. Okay. And he can only do this by understanding the performance of the business. And FP&A function enables the CFO to understand the performance of the business by providing timely reports and insights. There could be hundreds of different kinds of reports depending on the industry, what a CFO or the FP&A function might be working on. And all of these reports will enable decision making for the CFO and ultimately the management to make sure that the company is headed in the right direction and in a profitable direction. So that's why FP&A enjoys a very unique position in the corporate world. Now, having said that, if it's a very large company, then you will find a separate FP&A department, right? They'll be working throughout the month on only reporting and analysis. But if it's a mid-size or a small-size company, or if it's a mid-size multinational company, then the roles could be pretty blended. It could be finance and accounting together. Like part of the time will be occupied in the accounting and the compliance related function, and part of the time will be on the analysis and FP&A function as well. So depending on which size of the company you are in, you might be working on the same function as what an FP&A department in a large company would work on, but there'll not be a separate department or a separate designation as a FP&A professional, right? It might be embedded in your role as a finance manager or something like that. Yeah, so just be aware of this fact that FP&A is not really a function in itself. It could be a function in large companies, but it's also a mindset, or I would say the skill set that is required for a finance professional to have this in their armor. Yeah, cool. So what is financial planning and analysis? Now, what does it do? So financial planning and analysis, to understand a little bit more deeper, I would like to split it into two things, right? This phrase, financial planning and analysis, I would like to split it into two elements. One is financial planning. The other one is financial analysis. Now, financial planning is usually future looking, where we are talking about business plan, the annual business plan which the company prepares at the start of the year, the budgets that the company prepare at the start of the year, understanding rolling forecasts during the year to understand how the business is performing and if we are heading in the right direction as well. So financial planning is usually forward looking and future looking. And financial analysis analyzes the ongoing performance. The focus on financial analysis is ongoing performance. How are we doing on actual versus budget? What is the variance analysis? What are the reasons for variances? Has our sale come down? What are the reasons? Have our costs gone up? What are the reasons? And accordingly prepare management commentaries to bring out all these reasons into the commentaries to enable the management or the senior management or the CFO to take decision making, or the business unit head to take appropriate decisions. Also, feasibility studies. There could be multiple proposals which are going on in the company, a capex proposal, or proposal to open up a new branch office in some other city. So all these different kind of performances or feasibility studies will also be part of the financial analysis, right? So this is what roughly FP&A function does in large corporates. Part of it is future looking, related to planning, and part of it is monitoring ongoing performance and being on track with the numbers, right? What are expected to be delivered in this current financial year. Cool. The four core things that are required in an FP&A function, or any FP&A professional is required to work on, are these things: budgeting, forecasting, variance analysis, and profitability analysis. No matter which company you go for, small, big, medium, you will find some or the other variation of these four elements, right? So these four are the core, I would say, the backbone of financial planning and analysis function or role, right? And you need to know these things as well. While there could be hundreds of different small things which the FP&A function might be involved in, but these four things are something which are very essential, and you will be doing it as part of FP&A function in your role, definitely, right? So we look at in depth all these four elements and try and understand as much as possible about these.